The galaxy was always loud with war. Species fought over land, over power, over pride. No one expected anything different. So, when a signal came from the small blue planet called Earth, no one took it seriously. It was simple, clear, and polite. We are the humans of Earth. We come in peace. We offer friendship, knowledge, and alliance. That was the message, nothing more. The Galactic Council received it and laughed. Earth was not even a full member. Most council races saw humans as backward, primitive. They believed Earth had nothing of value to offer. Their weapons were old, their ships were slow, and their minds too emotional. Many didn't even bother replying. But one species paid attention, the Serac. They didn't laugh. They listened. And they felt something no one else did. Fear. The Serac were not the strongest in the galaxy, but they were smart, sharp, and dangerous. They studied Earth carefully. They saw something the others missed. Humans had survived world wars. They had turned cold wastelands into cities. They had walked on their moon with weak technology. And yet they kept going, growing quietly. The Serac Council met in secret. Their leader, Kravtal, stood over a glowing star map. They are not strong now, he said, but they will be, in 50 cycles, maybe less. And when they are strong, they will not kneel. They will not forget. Some Serac disagreed. But they offer peace, one said. Kravtal's eyes narrowed. Peace is what the weak offer before they become strong. So the decision was made. They would not wait for Earth to rise. They would strike first, not with open war. No, that would bring attention. They would start with sabotage, lies. They would twist Earth's signal, make it look like a trap. They would tell the Council that Earth's peace was fake. A cover, a threat. Meanwhile, on Earth, hope was rising. Humanity had been watching the stars for a long time. Finally, they believed. They were ready. The signal had been sent with care, translated into 100 alien languages. The humans wanted peace. They had learned from their own past how deadly war could be. In the United Nations Space Command, General Meyer looked out at the dark sky from the orbital station. We'll get an answer soon, he said. They'll know we're not a threat, the cow. First reply came 2 weeks later. It wasn't what they expected. A Serac envoy appeared on a secure channel. Your message has been received, it said. The Council will respond shortly. But in the shadows, the Serac were already preparing. A small fleet moved quietly through unmarked space. They masked their ships to look like trade vessels. Their goal was not to fight. Yet, they wanted to test Earth's defenses, to provoke a reaction, to make the humans look hostile. Back in Council space, Kravtal sent fake data packets. Hacked messages. Reports that made it seem like Earth was building weapons near peaceful borders. Some Council members were suspicious. Why would a new species challenge us? They asked. But others believed the lies. Earth is dangerous, said one voice. They act soft now, but what if they turn? We must act before it's too late. On Earth, humans were still unaware. Their scientists were working on better communication systems. Their leaders were planning trade routes. No, one expected an attack. They were too focused on their hope. Then it happened. One of Earth's research satellites, a peaceful probe orbiting Mars, suddenly went dark. The system showed signs of an external blast. The news reached Earth within minutes. General Meyer stared at the report. Who would do this? He whispered. We've got no official enemies in space, someone said. Maybe now we do, the general replied. Still, Earth didn't strike back. Instead, they sent another message, this time stronger. We are aware of an attack on our satellite. We do not wish for war, but we will defend ourselves if needed. The message was sent to every known signal in space. The Serac waited. They expected Earth to panic, to show fear. But Earth did not panic. Earth went silent. In the quiet, something began to change. Not in weapons, not in ships, but in the minds of the humans. They started to understand. The galaxy wasn't just stars and friends, it was politics. Power, fear, and now betrayal. One human commander, Colonel Diaz, said it best during a secret meeting. "We came to offer peace." They took it as weakness. That was their first mistake. Far away, Kravtal received Earth's second message. He read it twice, then growled. "They still pretend to be soft. Let's see how long that lasts." But even he didn't see what was coming. The humans weren't soft. They were patient, and they never forgot the ones who fired first. The stars above Earth looked calm, but something dangerous was coming. The people of Earth waited for a reply to their peaceful message. Days passed, then weeks. Some thought the Galactic Council was just slow. Others thought the silence meant rejection. But no one on Earth expected what came next. A fleet of alien ships appeared near Pluto. At first, Earth thought they were peaceful visitors. The ships didn't respond to messages. They didn't announce who they were. They just moved closer. Slowly. Quietly. In a hidden command room under the Atlantic Ocean, Earth's leaders gathered. "We don't know their purpose," said a calm voice. It was General Meyer again. "But they're not here to talk." He was right. The alien fleet came from the Serac Dominion, but the Serac didn't fly under their own flag. They made their ships look like council patrols. Their goal was clear. Make it look like Earth had picked a fight with the galaxy. As the ships reached the edge of Earth's defense zone, they sent their first message. It was cold and sharp. "This is a warning. Earth has been found guilty of threatening peaceful systems. Prepare for inspection and surrender." The message shocked everyone. Back on the council station, Serac Ambassador Kravtal stood before the council members. He showed false evidence, fake video clips of Earth's ships attacking others, edited messages that looked hostile. "We gave them a chance," Kravtal lied. "But humans are not peaceful. They hide their weapons. They train for war." Some council members believed him. Others were unsure. But no one wanted to deal with another war. So, they allowed a response force to check Earth. That force was already in Earth's orbit. In the skies above, humans watched as strange ships floated closer. They did not fire. Not yet. But the message was clear. Earth was under pressure. Humanity was being tested. On Earth, people were told not to panic. News channels called the visitors peacekeepers. But in military rooms across the planet, quiet alarms were going off. Earth's defense forces prepared without noise. The President of Earth gave a short message to all nations. "We offered peace. We still want peace. But we will not bow." Then it happened. One of the Serac ships accidentally fired on Earth's old research satellite still orbiting near the moon. The satellite exploded into pieces. The signal went dark. The world saw it live. No warning, no explanation. The people of Earth went silent. In the control room, General Meyer stood still, watching the screen. "They just made a mistake," he said. "Should we respond?" An officer asked. "Not yet," Meyer said. "Let's see how deep the lie goes." In space, the Serac commander smiled. He thought Earth would panic, maybe beg, maybe fire first. That's what he wanted, to make it look like humans started the war. But humans did not panic. They waited. They watched. And in a base deep on the dark side of the moon, a human stealth ship began to power up. Its name was Whisper. It had no heavy weapons, no bright lights, but it had something better: silence, speed, and a mission. The Whisper left its dock without a sound. Meanwhile, the Council received Earth's reply to the attack. It was short. Calm, almost too calm. "This is Earth. One of our satellites has been destroyed. We request answers. We still wish for peace. But we are not blind. We are not weak. And we are not afraid." The Serac ambassador laughed when he heard it. "They still think words will save them," he said. But behind Earth's calm voice, something was changing. Humanity had never wanted to fight the galaxy. But now they were preparing to finish what someone else had started. And high above them, Whisper moved closer to its first target, one of the Serac ships watching Earth. No sound, no warning, just quiet, and a promise. The alien fleet above Earth waited. The Serac commander, Velric, expected a reaction. Humans had just lost a satellite. In most species, That kind of loss caused fear, panic, rage. But Earth didn't respond the way Velric expected. They didn't scream, they didn't cry, they didn't fire back. They simply went silent. Deep in Earth's orbit, something moved. A single human ship, Whisper, was already in motion. It had no big weapons, no bright shields, just one job: to watch and strike if needed. The Whisper locked onto one of the Serac's scout vessels. It moved like a shadow. No lights, no noise. Even the Serac sensors missed it. On board the Whisper, Commander Elena Rios studied the target. "Do not destroy it," she ordered. "We only disable. Let them know we're here." Quietly. With a soft hum, an EMP pulse fired. The alien scout ship went dark. No explosion, no fire. It simply stopped moving. Back in the Serac fleet, alarms began to ring. "One of our scouts just lost power," shouted an officer. "Mechanical failure?" Velric asked. "No, it was something else." They didn't know what hit them. Earth still said nothing. In a secret underground base in Iceland, General Meyer watched the live feed from Whisper. "Good," he said. "Now they know we're not asleep." At the same time, Earth's signal reached the Galactic Council. It was stronger than before, no panic, no threats. "This is Earth. We repeat, we do not want war, but we will not be hunted like prey. If you seek peace, speak now. If you seek control, be ready for a fight." In the council chamber, silence fell. Some members shifted nervously. The Torun ambassador, who had once mocked humanity, now frowned. "They speak like they've been through fire." Kravtal of the Serac stood slowly. "They're bluffing," he said. "They're just playing strong." But not everyone believed that anymore. One council member, from the insect-like Virex race, whispered, "They did not scream when attacked. They answered in silence. That is not weakness. That is warning." Meanwhile, Earth prepared its defenses. The world's best hackers linked satellite networks. Scientists worked day and night on shield tech. Spaceports opened new hangars for ships that were never meant to fly, until now. And in secret, Earth's best agents were sent into deep space. They had no uniforms, no markings, no records. Their job: learn who attacked and why, and if needed, strike first. Back on the Whisper, Commander Rios sent a simple message to Earth. "The Serac know we're watching. They're afraid, not of our weapons, but of what they don't understand." In the Serac command ship, Velric stared at his failing systems. "Find the source," he barked. "Trace the pulse." But no matter how hard they tried, they found nothing. The enemy was invisible, and worse, the enemy was quiet. Then came Earth's second message to the galaxy. It wasn't sent in fear, it wasn't shouted. It was calm, clear, and final. "You attacked our satellite. You sent warships to our skies. We offered peace once. This is not our war, but we will end it." The message echoed through space. Across the galaxy, species began to wonder, who really are the humans? Not weak, not loud, but calm and dangerous. The Serac had wanted fear. They had wanted chaos. Instead, they woke something much worse. A species that didn't rise in anger. A species that stood in silence, planning, preparing, and remembering who fired first. The Serac fleet had a problem. One of their ships was dead in space, and they didn't know why. No blast, no damage, no sound. Just darkness. A floating shell. Commander Velric grew nervous. His orders were clear. Make Earth look like the threat. Trigger a reaction and force the Galactic Council to crush them. But Earth wasn't reacting the way he expected. There was no anger, no fear, just silence. That silence scared him. Above Earth, the stars remained still. But deep inside the planet, Earth was already moving. Not with big armies or loud speeches, but with quiet action. In a hidden base beneath the Mojave Desert, a group of Earth's top analysts watched alien signals. A man named Dr. Felix Zhao leaned over a screen. "They've been faking messages," he said, "making it look like we're preparing for war." "Can you prove it?" asked a general behind him. Felix smiled. "I don't need to prove it. I can reverse it. Within hours, Earth sent its own message to the Council. A data burst packed with hacked transmissions, stolen Sirac logs, and a digital trail pointing back to the truth. It was quiet, clean, and deadly. The Council didn't respond right away, but the truth had been planted. Meanwhile, across the solar system, Earth's agents were moving. In the asteroid belt, a human stealth team boarded a Sirac drone relay station. They wore black suits, moved in silence, and left no trace. One line of Sirac communication went down. Then another. Then another. The Sirac started to panic. "Something's wrong," Velric growled. "Our eyes are going blind." His officers worked day and night. But every hour, more of their systems failed. Earth wasn't launching a full attack. Earth was cutting off their hands, one finger at a time. Still, the Sirac tried to act strong. They ordered their ships to move closer to Earth, pretending it was a peacekeeping formation. But Earth wasn't fooled. Back in orbit, the stealth ship Whisper returned, watching everything. Commander Elena Rios sat calmly in her chair. "They're getting desperate," she said. Her second-in-command nodded. "They still don't understand what we are." "No," Rios replied, "but they will." At the same time, Earth's oldest ally, the small neutral race called the Kael, sent a secret message to Earth. "Some council members are listening. Your truth is spreading, but the Serac are pushing for war." On the council homeworld, Kravtal stood again before the leaders. "Earth is corrupt, dangerous. They're attacking us in secret." But then the Virex ambassador stood. "Or maybe," he said slowly, "you're afraid of what humans are becoming. Not because they are evil, but because they are not weak." The room went silent. Meanwhile, on Earth, humanity built new weapons, quiet ones, not massive lasers or loud missiles. They built stealth drones, pulse jammers, invisible nets that could trap ships without firing a shot. The plan was never to start a war. It was to show the galaxy what Earth could do if pushed. Back on the Sirac fleet, Velric received a direct message from Earth. It was simple, just 3 words. "We see you." His blood ran cold. No coordinates, no threat, just knowledge, just presence. He ordered all ships to retreat 5,000 kilometers, but it was too late. Earth had already been inside their systems, their maps, their minds. In the quiet of deep space, another Serac ship lost power. No one saw who did it, but everyone knew who it was. And back on Earth, General Meyer looked up at the stars and said calmly, "Let them come closer. They've already lost. They just don't know it yet." The humans had offered peace. The galaxy refused it. Now Earth moved in the shadows, not to conquer, but to warn. The next time someone attacked Earth, the silence would end. The Serac fleet was no longer moving forward. They had stopped just beyond Earth's defense line, not because they were afraid of Earth's weapons, but because they feared something worse. The silence. In most wars, enemies shouted threats. They showed off power. They fired first. But Earth didn't do any of that. Instead, their ships moved like ghosts. Their messages were calm. Their actions were quiet, fast, and dangerous. Commander Velric sat alone in his chamber reading the latest report. Another one of his relay stations had gone dark. No explosion, no signal, just vanished. "Who did this?" he asked again and again. No answer. He already knew. It was Earth. The Whisper had returned to its moon base after disabling 3 more Sirac drones. Commander Elena Rios didn't celebrate. "They still think we're playing," she said. "They haven't seen our real strength yet." Meanwhile, on the Council homeworld, something strange was happening. The message Earth had sent, proof of Serac lies, had started to spread. Quietly, carefully. Some members didn't want to believe it. Others had already begun to question Kravtal's claims. One by one, doubts started to grow. A small council race called the Devel, known for logic and truth, reviewed the files sent by Earth. After 2 days, they released a simple report. Evidence suggests Earth did not start hostilities. False signals traced to Sirac. The words spread like wildfire. Suddenly, the story was changing. Earth wasn't the aggressor. Earth was the target. In Serac space, protests began, small at first, whispers among officers, secret reports hidden from Velric. Some Serac commanders didn't want this war anymore. Not because they loved humans, but because they feared what humans were becoming. Not conquerors, not victims, but something new. Something the galaxy had never seen before. Back on Earth, General Meyer sat with the president and top advisors. The council knows we're telling the truth, said the president. But truth isn't enough, Meyer replied. We need them to fear what happens if they ignore it. Earth scientists launched a new project, Project Eclipse. A signal beacon was placed deep in space. It was built to show one thing. Earth could black out entire regions without touching a single ship. They tested it on an abandoned mining colony used by pirates. In seconds, the entire system went dark. No comms, no power, no light. And then Earth turned the lights back on, just to prove they could. They sent the recording to the council. No threats, no demands, just facts. Across the galaxy, races who once laughed at Earth began to fall silent. The Quran, a warrior species who once said humans were too soft, canceled all plans to send ships near Sol. The Virex, the bug-like observers, requested direct peace talks with Earth. Even neutral traders began installing Earth-designed jammers. Because they worked better than anything else, the Serac began to feel the pressure. Kravtal shouted in the council halls, "You are all fools! You are letting apes scare you!" But no one laughed at humans anymore. In a hidden Serac lab, one of their own scientists sent a secret message to Earth. "I used to think humans were weak," it read. "But now I think you are something different, something worse. You are patient." And in space, the Whisper prepared for one final mission. It had no missiles. It didn't need any. It was carrying a device Earth had never used in war before, because it was made only for one purpose: to disappear and take everything around. With it, Earth didn't want war, they wanted peace. But if the galaxy kept pushing, Earth was ready to end it all quietly, without fire, without warning, just silence. And in that silence, the galaxy would finally understand. The humans had warned them. The Galactic Council chamber was filled with whispers. Leaders from across the stars watched the silent footage from Earth's new device, Project Eclipse. A single machine, placed light years away, had erased all power in a pirate colony. No weapons, no fire, just quiet control. Then, just as suddenly, the lights came back on, and Earth said nothing. No threats, no demands. The message was clear. We can end you, and you won't even know how. Kravtal of the Serac was no longer shouting. His allies were shrinking away from him. Even his own people had begun to question his leadership. The council was changing. The Torun, who once laughed at Earth's messages, now spoke in hushed tones. "We mocked them," their ambassador admitted, "but they were always serious." The Devel called for a vote. "No more delays, no more lies. We decide now. Do we support the Serac or protect peace?" Back on Earth, General Meyer watched the political storm build from orbit. He stood on the bridge of the Vigilance, Earth's newest command ship. Sleek, dark, quiet. Didn't even look like a warship, but it could shut down a fleet without firing a shot. "Any word from the Council?" asked Commander Elena Rios, who now served as Meyer's second. "They're afraid," Meyer said, "which means they're finally listening." A private transmission arrived from the Virex ambassador. Just 3 words: they want peace. But peace wasn't simple anymore. Earth had been attacked, blamed, lied about, and now the same council that stayed silent wanted to make things right. With words, in a secure room under Geneva, Earth's leaders met. "We should forgive," the president said, "but not forget." "We won't," Meyer replied. "But if they lie again, we end it," Rios finished coldly. The vote happened 3 days later. The council rejected the Serac demands. Kravtal was removed from the chamber, and Earth was officially invited to join the Galactic Council. But something unexpected happened. Earth said no. They declined the seat. Instead, Earth sent a short reply. We asked for peace. You ignored us. Now we will choose our own path. The message shocked everyone. Why would a rising power turn down control? The answer came hours later, when the whisper appeared above a Sirac border world. It didn't fire, it didn't land. It simply broadcast one message. We know who helped Kravtal. You have one chance. Expose them, or we will. Panic swept through the Sirac military. Some high-ranking officers began to flee. Others sent secret apologies to Earth. In just a few weeks, the Sirac Empire cracked from the inside. Without a war, without a battle, just pressure, just fear. The galaxy watched, stunned as humans reshaped an entire power structure. Using silence and truth, one council member finally spoke what many were thinking. They do not seek power, they seek balance, and that makes them far more dangerous. On board the Vigilance, Meyer received the final report. Kravtal and his hidden allies had been arrested by their own people. Commander Rios looked at him. What now? Meyer replied softly. Now. We disappear again. Let them talk. Let them wonder. The next time someone tries to test us, they won't be warned. Because now the galaxy knew. Earth's warning wasn't a threat. It was a final offer, and the ones who ignored it never got a second chance. The galaxy had changed. The Sirac were no longer feared. Their fleets, once strong, now floated silently in their own space, broken and leaderless. Kravtal, the man who tried to turn the galaxy against Earth, now sat in a prison built by his own people. And Earth had vanished from the spotlight. No diplomats, no speeches, no announcements, just silence. But that silence was louder than any war cry. On a small planet near the edge of Council space, a message appeared. No one saw who sent it. No one saw the ship. But the message was clear. We see you, we remember, do not test us again. It wasn't meant for the planet, it was meant for the spies hiding there, former Sirac agents who had escaped justice. Now they were gone, without a trace. No sound, no struggle, just silence. The Council watched this and said nothing. They understood now. Earth didn't want control. They wanted respect, and they had earned it the hard way. Far away in a hidden base beneath Antarctica, General Meyer stood looking at a large screen. Stars shimmered across it. Thousands of systems. Millions of lives. And at the center, Sol, Earth. Are we safe now? Commander Elena Rios asked quietly. Meyer didn't smile. We're not safe, he said. We're respected. That's more important. What happens if they forget again? She asked. He looked at her and said just one word. Remind. The whisper had returned to deep space, moving between shadows. No weapons drawn. No fleets. Behind it. It didn't need them. Everyone in the galaxy now knew. If whisper appeared above your world, you were already too late. In the following months, something strange happened. Alien races that once feared or mocked Earth began reaching out, not to rule Earth, but to learn from it. The Virex asked for human advisors. The Devel invited Earth to design shared defense systems. Even the Tarun, proud warriors, requested joint training with Earth's quiet forces. But Earth chose carefully. They didn't want to lead the galaxy. They wanted to watch it, guide it when needed, and protect it if the galaxy ever again forgot the cost of arrogance. One final message was sent by Earth, a signal broadcast not just to allies or enemies but to everyone. It said, "We are not conquerors. We are not victims. We are the warning. Peace is still on the table, but this was your last chance." After that, Earth said no more, no threats, no wars, just silence. But that silence now carried meaning. Every leader, every captain, every commander in the galaxy remembered what had happened when Earth offered peace. And the galaxy made a fatal mistake. They would never make it again, because hidden in the silence of space was the quiet strength of humanity. And everyone had learned, you do not push the humans, not twice.